Hello YouTube, welcome to today's video. In today's video I will be explaining the best pathings for Kha Zix in Season 12. And I'll be showcasing them and explaining when you should use each one of them. So, yeah, let's just fast forward 30 seconds here. So this video is basically an update to a video I did last year, and since then the clear for Kha Zix has changed a little bit, and also the jungle meta has changed a little bit, and I have also improved overall as a jungler and my jungle pathing since then, and that's basically what I will be showcasing in today's video. So we are starting on red buff. Now the reason why you would be starting on red buff on blue side would be because you wanted to play around your top laner. So if you wanted to play around your top laner, you would start on red buff because we are pathing towards top side. So we smite the red buff because we didn't get a leash because we're playing in practice tool, but that's all good. Basically if you get a bad leash or no leash, then you smite the first buff. And if you get a good leash, then you keep your smite. And then we clear the raptors here. And then we start pathing towards top. So if you're not sure if you should play around top or not, then I have a video called Strong Side and Weak Side Explained. And I heavily recommend watching that video, because then you know what lane you should be playing towards. So yeah, we clear the raptors, we clear the wolves, we clear the small ones here first, so we have isolation on the big one. And the reason why we skipped Crux is because Kha Zix is extremely slow at clearing Crux, so we don't want to waste too much time on that. And then after the wolves we go to the Grump. The reason why we go to the Grump is because wolves and Grump are regular jungle camps, so they spawn every 2 minutes 15 seconds. Whereas blue and red buff will spawn every 5 minutes, so it's more important that we clear the blue and the Grump first, because they will respawn faster than the blue buff. And then we'll clear blue buff last. And then after this we will go to Scuttlecrab and clear the Scuttlecrab. So you will see that with Kha Zix, when we talk about full clear, we're not talking about killing all 6 jungle camps. And that's because Kha Zix can't simply do that, because he's kinda slow at clearing the Crux. So after this you can then either gank top lane or you can gank mid lane if you want to. And if there's nothing really for you to take, then we just reset and then we buy some items. This situation, double longsword. Okay. So now let's reset the game and now we want to start on top side.
Minions have spawned.
So here we start on blue buff, meaning that we are pathing towards bot lane. And again, we will not be getting a leash, so we are looking to smite the blue buff because we don't get a leash. If we did get a leash, then we would actually keep our smite for wolves. And the reason why is because Kha Zix has a pretty easy time clearing jungle camps that are isolated. So that would mean blue, Grump and red buff he's pretty good at clearing, whereas jungle camps that are not isolated he doesn't have an easy time clearing. So yeah, we kill the blue buff, then we kill the Grump, and this is like more traditional full clear, where we just literally full clear everything. Then we clear the wolves, and again kill the small ones first, so that we will have isolation on the big one. So we'll just wait for W here to kill the small ones. And then always kite the jungle camps towards the next jungle camp that you want to do. So here I want to go to the raptors next, so we're kiting it towards the raptors. Then for clearing the raptors, you just E over the wall, hit all 5 small ones, and then you auto attack each one. You press W, and then you kite, wait for your W to come off cooldown again. Kite a little bit again. The second W will kill all of them. And then you clear the red buff. And then after the red buff, the spawn timer of Scuttlecrab will be up soon. But if we get the Scuttlecrab, we won't hit level 4. But if we take Crux, we will hit level 4. And even though I said Kha Zix is slow at clearing the Crux, that is true. But it's more important that we get level 4 than we get the Scuttlecrab. Because Scuttlecrab got nerfed, only giving gold, whereas Crux both give gold and experience. And we will hit level 4 from this. So when it's the only jungle camp we have left in our jungle, then we just go for this. So now we hit level 4, and then we will be slow for the Scuttlecrab, meaning the enemy jungler could take this. And if he does that, then that's completely fine. And then if he doesn't, then obviously we just take it. We then take the Scuttlecrab here. And then we could look for a gank on either mid lane or bot lane. But otherwise we just reset. And if you play with Futures Market, which I do, then you have enough for your Serrated Dirk. And then you would go for another full clear, meaning your Grump spawns next. And that's the next jungle camp you do. So then you would do Grump, Wolves, Raptors, and Crux. That's the full clear. So now if we reset the game again, then we just did 2 full clears, starting on red and starting on blue. Pathing towards top and pathing towards bot. You can also, depending on what jungler you're playing against, if you're playing against a power farming jungler, if you have the stronger level 1 on top side, then you can actually invade. So what I tend to do is, if I want to invade top side, so in this situation I want to invade red, because either I'm stronger than the enemy jungler, let's say the enemy jungler has a Diana or a Kiana or something that's really weak level 1. Or if I have a really strong top lane level 1, such as Renekton, then you can go for this invade. And what I tend to do is, if I want to invade blue from the enemy side, then I'm walking into this bush and waiting. But here I'm blue side and I want to invade red side. So what I do is I invade all the way up to here, up to Tribush with my top laner. And then with my top laner together, I wait till 1:30. So once the red buff spawns. And then I activate my sweeper and then I walk in, try to fight them. And if they're there, then because we have the strong level 1, we win the fight. And if they're not there, then we get the red buff for free. So that's another thing that you can do. The level 1 invade starting on the enemy buff. It is pretty good. So that would be now. I'll go like this, use the sweeper. Then I would go in. And then either they're here or they're not. If they're here, we fight. If they're not here, we just take this. So what you will do is you take the red buff away. Then you go to the raptors, and here with the raptors you actually want to leave one of the enemy raptors up, because then the enemy jungle is forced to come and clear it, because otherwise the jungle camp will not reset. So then you clear here. And then what you do is you just go here, and then you can cross through mid lane if you want to. Or if your mid laner has pushed, then you can cross without the enemy team knowing. And then what you do is you secure your own red buff, secure your own raptors, and then you play for top side again. And then you're automatically ahead because you cleared more jungle camps than the enemy. So basically what will happen here is we will just full clear as I did in the first example. And then the last invade that you can do with Kha Zix is you can invade them on their second buff. So in order to do that, what you would do is, if you want to invade the enemy red buff, if you know that the enemy starts on blue and they're full clearing, is that you do red into your Grump and then blue, and then you invade the enemy on their red buff. So yeah, you get the idea. Here I'll just full clear my own side here. And if we then go one last time. So now let's say that we know the enemy jungler starts on blue, because let's say their bot lane shows late to lane or whatever. And we know that they're full clearing jungler, and we want to invade them on their red. Then what we'll do is we'll do red, Grump, blue, into invading the enemy on their red buff. This is really good if you play against the champions such as Evelynn, that you basically beat level 3. So, yeah, basically matchups that Kha Zix wins level 3 you can do. Or if the enemy jungler has really bad clearing, again Kiana, it's pretty bad at clearing, so if you're playing against Kiana you can do that. But yeah, we basically do the red buff. And then we do the Grump, then we do blue, and then we invade the enemy on their red buff. And here you can just smite the blue buff, because you're about to have 2 stacks. So you can just smite the blue. And then a quick thing that you could do, now you would normally have red trinket, that's my bad for not having, but you would have red trinket and then you would use it. And then you would just E over the wall here, and then you would just go here and kill them when they're doing their red buff, or steal it away, whatever you plan on doing. And that's how you invade the enemy on their second buff. And now there is one last clear that you can do on Kha Zix that I'll also showcase. And this is called the reverse clear. So basically what is gonna happen is we start on bot side, we path to top, and we then end up on bot side again. This is basically the best way for ganking on both sides of the map. So if you have good gank setup on both sides of the map, then you can do this pathing. So you start on red buff. And we instantly go towards top, and we will go clear the Grump. And then after Grump we clear the blue, and then we can either gank top or gank mid lane, and if we can't gank then we reverse clear, so then we clear our wolves and then our raptors, and then we can take the scuttle crab on bot side, or we can gank mid, or we can gank bot lane. This way we, if we had the good setup, could gank every single lane within the first 14 or 4 minutes of the game, sorry. The only downside to this clear is the fact that it is not efficient for power farming. So if you plan on power farming, I would just suggest on full clearing instead of reverse clearing. But this is the best for ganking if you have good gank setups on both sides of the map. So if you have CC on top and CC on bot, then this could be a good clear for you to do. Yeah, we clear the wolves. Then we clear raptors, and then we end up on bot side again. So here we could basically look for mid, look for bot, take the bot scuttle, or you can also just take the Crux, get level 4, but then it's not as good to gank because the enemy jungler could already be ganking, right? Because Scuttercrab is already up. They could have taken Scuttercrab and then look for a gank before you. So yeah, those are basically the options. So those are the 5 different clears for Kha Zix. 2 full clears, 2 invade paths, and 1 reverse clear. The last thing I'll do here is I'll just take the Scuttercrab if it's up, or try and gank, and then yeah, that's it. So if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like. If you have any questions regarding clears, or if you have a potential idea of a clear yourself, you can just comment in the comment section down below and explain what the clear is, and I'll explain if it's good or bad and why. And otherwise, if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel, it will help me out a lot. And otherwise, if you enjoyed the video, I hope to see you guys in my next YouTube video or on my next live stream on Twitch. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.